you enjoy eating fried chicken as well as if you like normal chicken wings, then today I'm sure you're gonna love this recipe. We're gonna be making some Korean fried chicken. Now, Korean fried chicken is a little different than the typical southern fried chicken. We're not going to be using any buttermilk, and we're not going to be using typical flour as well. We're going to be using other ingredients, and this is a good option, especially if you have a gluten intolerance, or if you just want to maybe change the style of what you're doing. But in any case, the fundamentals for this recipe are good, and I'll give you some little helpful examples along the way as well. So guys, before we get going, be sure to check out the rest of my videos if you haven't done so already. Like the video down below, subscribe if you would like to as well, and let's start. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken wings, you can also use drums if you want, and I'm going to separate the wings. Now, I made a video not too long ago on how to break down a chicken. If you would like to check that out, I will leave the link down below as well for you guys to use. If not, well, we'll go through a quick little review. So, you're just going to take the little wing as such. You're going to open it up. I'm going to cut down to the inside of the elbow, and I'm just going to push with my thumbs, and I'm going to break the elbow. I'm going to push the opposite way, just like in karate. You're going to break it. Then I'm going to take my chef knife, and I'm just going to cut straight through, not through the bone. Then I'm also going to take the tips off. You want to make sure that everything's clean, or all the pieces of, all the chicken wings are clean, that there are no residual like feathers and no pieces of bone or etc, etc. And after you're done with cutting up all your chicken, then I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the sink, and I'm going to rinse it well. And once you drain it well, I'm going to add a good handful of salt, or about 8 grams more or less. And then I'm also going to add some black pepper, and I'm going to add some grated ginger as well, fresh ginger. This will add a lot of flavor to it. You want to let this absorb, or you want to let this marinate. So we're going to give it a good mix. I'm going to put some clear film on top, and I'm going to pop this in the fridge for at least an hour or two. Or if you want to enhance the flavor even more, then the best thing to do is to do this the day ahead. Now, the sauce that I'm going to be using today is an easy sauce. It does have a lot of ingredients, but more or less you should have, or hopefully have, everything in your house except for, we'll say, 1 or 2 of them. So first I'm going to take my bowl and weigh out and measure about 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of mirin, and this is one of those ingredients that if you don't have, it's not a big deal because you can substitute it with, say, a little more honey or a little more sugar. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and optionally, if you don't want, you can also add 1 tablespoon of mustard. I only have Dijon on me today, but it'll work as well, so I'm gonna add a little bit of mustard. I'm going to mix all of this extremely well, and then I'm also going to mince, or I'm going to grate 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm gonna add this to the saucepan. I'm gonna get the saucepan hot, add a little bit of oil, add the garlic in on low heat, very low heat, because otherwise the garlic will burn extremely fast. Then I'm going to take my cayenne peppers, or my dried chilies. I'm gonna break them in half, and I'm gonna de-seed them. Don't throw the seeds away. You can actually, if you want, you can try growing some more, well, chili plants with them. I used to grow a lot of chilies when I was a kid, or, well, save them for a pizza later on. So I'm just going to cut these up, and I'm gonna add this to the saucepan. On low heat, you're going to saute the garlic and the chilies for just a minute, and then I'm gonna add all the ingredients after you mix them extremely well together into the saucepan, and we're going to cook this until it comes to a low simmer. After it comes to a low simmer, you're gonna cook this again for another 2 to 3 minutes. You're gonna let it reduce and let it thicken a little bit. You want the sugars to melt, and you want the flavors to come together. Now, once the sauce is done, we're going to take the chicken wings out of the fridge, and we're going to dry them off as much as possible. The best way to do this is to get a tray, take a lot of paper towel, and pat them dry. You want to get rid of all the residual moisture that you can get rid of. It's very important because you don't want this popping any more than it will be popping once you add it to the oil. Once this is dry, you're gonna add them back into the pot, and we're going to add either potato flour or cornstarch. One of the two will work. It doesn't matter which one. Coat them extremely well. We don't want any little bald spots. We don't want to miss any pieces. Coat them extremely well, and then just pat off the residual flour that you have, or the excess flour. So now to fry, you want to take a nice thick bottom pan, and we're going to fill this up halfway with oil. Sunflower, soybean oil will work. Since I'm in Spain, I'm going to use some olive oil because, well, it's quite cheap here and it's also a little healthier for you than sunflower oil. So now I'm going to bring the temperature up to about 350 Fahrenheit. It helps if you have a little thermometer, it really does. And what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the excess flour from the chicken wings, and I'm going to portion them. I'm going to add a few wings in at a time. You don't want to overcrowd the pot, and it will also drop the temperature of the oil. So just keep an eye on both of these things and you'll have perfect wings. After about 2 to 3 minutes, or when the chicken wings turn a nice golden brown color, I'm going to take them out and let them dry on a rack, and we're going to continue the process until the rest of the wings are finished. Now, once you finish the first fry, or the first batch of all the wings, we're going to raise the oil up to about 375, 380 Fahrenheit, and then we're going to fry again for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until they are golden brown. So you will see, as you see in the video, this nice golden brown color. This is what you want. And when you're ready to serve, this is the time that you will add the sauce into the chicken wings. You're gonna give it a good mix, add them to the plate. I'm gonna add a few green onions to this as well as a few toasted sesame seeds, and that's it. These are super tasty and also very messy. If you don't do a lot of frying at home, expect to have a big mess to clean up in the house. Trust me, it happens when you're frying in the house. And as well, if you're not used to eating any chicken wings, well, expect to have extra paper towels with you because you're gonna need them, and a nice little beer as well. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe. Be sure to subscribe and like the video down below if you haven't done so already, and check out my other videos since I've done a lot of work in this past year. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Take care.